Sawadee krap, welcome to PHUKET XTRA, brought to you by PSD Windows and Doors. It's Wednesday, March 4th. I'm your host, JP Mestanza. Let's start with our top story. Vashida Phuket Hospital Director Dr. Cholampong Sukantapol yesterday took reporters on a tour of the facilities at the hospital in response to a formal complaint accusing the hospital director of not taking appropriate measures to counter the spread of the coronavirus, and he also declined to say whether there are any infections here in Phuket. The complaint was filed by 2 doctors on Sunday at Phuket City Police, including one doctor who actually works at Vashida Hospital. And it states that director and the deputy director of Vashida Phuket Hospital were, quote, not taking appropriate steps to prevent an outbreak of the virus, and made allegations that the measures taken at the hospital were more aimed at preserving their careers of certain people and not public safety. The complaint went on to list 6 main points, including that patients suspected of being infected with the virus were not kept in isolation, and alleged that people suspected of infection at Vashida Hospital used shared rooms in various parts of the hospital in the same vicinity as non-infected persons, and claims that the staff were not adequately protected, with no test to check whether staff were infected with the virus at all. The complaint also called for patients suspected of being infected to be kept at one hospital, not to spread them out in many hospitals across Phuket. A copy of the complaint was sent to the Public Health Minister, the Prime Minister, and the Anti-Corruption Commission, according to reports. In response to that complaint, Dr. Cholampong gave a press tour yesterday to reporters, saying that patients were kept in separate, isolated rooms, saying Vashida Phuket Hospital is well equipped for treatment, they have enough rooms, and saying that 3 hospitals in Phuket help each other in receiving cases of patients under isolation, with Vashida taking in patients if their case becomes more serious, but added that quarantine areas at government hospitals in Talang, Patong, and Phuket Provincial, they will all be expanded. But Dr. Cholampong specifically declined to answer questions from the press as to whether anybody in Phuket had ever been confirmed infected with the coronavirus. That last part comes after the Phuket Health Chief yesterday announced that a German tourist who had arrived from Singapore with elevated body temperature last week, he tested negative for the COVID-19 coronavirus and was discharged from the hospital. Meanwhile, the Public Health Ministry is designating 9 countries and 2 territories as high-risk areas for COVID-19 and have discussed a measure that states anyone coming from the following places, visitors or Thai citizens, will be subject to 14-day home quarantine, although it has yet to come into effect. Those areas are Japan, South Korea, China, Germany, Taiwan, France, Italy, Singapore, Iran, Macau, and Hong Kong. Again, the measure is still being discussed among officials and would not be law until published in the Royal Gazette. Globally, the total numbers of coronavirus infections has risen to over 93,000, with 50,000 of those people fully recovered and just under 3,200 deaths. The mayor of Phuket's Depkrasatri district is filing a formal complaint with Talang police over a hose that was severed. That hose was drawing water from a council pond to serve homes that at the moment have no running water. Mayor Danason Giramon told the Phuket News that the hose was found severed on Sunday after a council worker went to draw water from the pond to supply the Depkrasatri municipality water-producing plant about a kilometer away. The municipality started using the pond at the Talang Historical Park after the pond near the water plant ran dry, and the water was supplied to homes in the area with no running water. Officers found the hose had been intentionally cut about 200 meters away, and while the severed hose has already been replaced, police are now trying to track down the person who severed the hose and thus cut off an entire area of homes from running water. Nearly 1 million baht in damages, but luckily no injuries were reported in a fire that heavily damaged 2 speedboats moored at Baklok's Yamu Pier in the northeast of Phuket last night. Police told the Phuket News that one of the speedboats, the 2-engine Lilu 2, had just returned from PP Island when one of the engines caught fire, and it spread quickly to the rest of the boat and then spread to a nearby vessel, the Pre Ploy 3, according to police. It took boat crews and others at the pier about 15 minutes to extinguish the blaze, but the damage was already done, with police saying that the owner of the Lilu 2 has already made an agreement over repairs with the owner of the other vessel, And again, no one was hurt. Phuket Extra will be right back after this.
It's the Phuket Hospitality Golf Challenge 2020. Register at Laguna Golf Phuket or ASEAN-events.com.
Welcome back to Phuket Extra. A 60-year-old man is facing drug possession charges over a large 44-kilo package of dried marijuana that was delivered from Bangkok. And now police in Phuket's Wichit district are investigating the source of the package. Police received a tip last week that a large delivery of marijuana would arrive in Phuket through a parcel company to an address in Soi Nasue in Wichit. Police staked the area out and identified one suspicious man, asked to examine the carton he was carrying, and then right there is where they found the 44 packs of dried marijuana, each weighing 1 kilo. The total value of the ganja is about 400,000 baht, police say. The unnamed man was arrested and taken to Wichit police, where he confessed that he was paid by a network to receive the package and distribute to a local network of dealers, and that he had done this 4 times before, receiving less than 1,000 baht each time. After being charged with possession of a Category 5 drugs with intent to sell, police began an investigation into the source, and they could, at this moment, identify that it did indeed come from Bangkok, but the investigation is still ongoing. A 48-year-old American tourist is enjoying his time in Phuket finally after his nearly 9-hour ordeal of having been lost in the jungles of Phuket's west coast is over. 48-year-old David Raymond Mitchell was trying to walk from Nayang Beach to Naiton Beach, just a few kilometers away. But seeing that the access on the beach was blocked by rocks along the coast, he decided to walk around it and through the jungle. But he ended up lost for 6 hours on the headland between the 2 beaches, and only then did he call the tourist police hotline at 1155 for help at about 3 p.m. A search was launched by tourist police, local police, and others, and he was finally found at 6 p.m., 3 hours after he first phoned them. He was led back to the nearest coastline, put on a search boat, and then later taken back to his hotel in Patong after declining to go to the hospital. The dates for the 15th Supersports Laguna Phuket Marathon have officially been announced, as organizers of the award-winning annual event say it will take place on June 13th and 14th at Laguna Phuket. Organizers say they expect to welcome 15,000 runners from more than 70 countries, with 80% of runners expected to come from outside of Phuket and 20% from outside of Thailand. The event is one of the biggest in Phuket, and last year alone it generated over 291 million baht, with event organizer Roman Flosser saying that so far registration numbers are up compared with this time last year. Sports retail brand Supersports is the new title sponsor for the Laguna Marathon 2020, which will feature family-friendly events over the course of 2 days, with runners able to choose from 6 distances, including the half marathon, marathon, and marathon relay, along with the 2-kilometer kids run, 5-kilometer, and 10-kilometer fun runs. To register, visit the link in the description. And that's it for Phuket Extra today, brought to you by PSD Windows and Doors. For safe, secure, and soundproof windows, visit pvcphuket.com. We'd like to get your feedback on any of the news you just watched, so drop us a line in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. From all of us here at the Phuket News Center, thank you for watching, and until tomorrow, stay classy, Phuket.
Phuket's rapid modernization has made it one of the world's premier holiday destinations. Investors can still buy quality condominiums for as low as $75,000, and luxury properties can go all the way up to 20 million. Condominiums in Phuket are a safe, secure bricks-and-mortar investment offering foreigners freehold ownership. Call or email Thai Residential, Phuket's #1 trusted real estate advisor, to find your perfect Phuket property.